There's a great joy in being with a group of people who are introducing themselves, walking up and seeing possibly a shy guy walk into a group and just take part in a conversation. If you want to be a part of something, be at the heart of something every once in a while.
Hey, it's Julie. Welcome to Uncomfy. A lot of us are struggling right now with how to stay open to other people when we seem to be living in different realities. I feel like I'm always walking on eggshells, never sure if what I'm saying or doing is going to land the way I want it to. But I also don't want to give up on connecting with people. So this is a podcast about staying with the moments we usually want to escape. The awkward ones, the tense ones, the ones that honestly can probably teach us something. So let's get uncomfy.
I invited a bunch of dads to meet me for drinks, and nobody showed up. I felt like there was going to be somebody there, anybody there, friends that I knew were going to show up. So I felt a little embarrassed and frustrated.
Friends, I want you to meet Michael Wilker. He's from Alexandria, Virginia, recently retired. He lives in a neighborhood called Del Rey. And I heard about the group he helped start called Del Rey Dads. And I really wanted to find out more. Michael, welcome. It's great to have you.
Pleasure, Julie.
Okay, we'll talk a little bit about the origin of the Del Rey Dads, but it sounds like this was a gathering that you planned. And how risky did that feel for you to try to do something and get people to show up?
Well, I think when this happened where no one showed up, it was about 6 or 7 years into this group that I had started from just 6 of us. So there was probably 50 to 75 guys on our list, our email list. And I had claimed the final Friday of the month as kind of, hey, this is when we'll get together. So it's kind of been the tradition. And for months and months, people would show up, might be 4 or 5, might be 15, might be 25. But this February event, I send out emails a couple weeks before, hey, final Friday's coming up. Hey, 7:30, gonna meet at, Pork Barrel Barbecue, one of our local hangouts. I show up at, 15 minutes early just in case anybody else is early and, shake hands. Hey, how's it going? Maybe it's a new person who's a little bit shy. 7:45, 8:15, about 8:30. It's like, I guess this is a bust today.
Oh.
And this
you're
happened,
saving the table.
Well, yeah, I'm at the bar, but people know who I am.
They're like, he's gotten stood up. How embarrassing.
A couple beers. After that, it's like, I'm not drinking alone. So I went home, talked with my wife, said, I'm just not, this is not worth my time. If people don't care, then I don't need to spend my coin on this. But the next month, 15 guys were there. A couple new people showed up. And so, it only happened one other time where just one guy showed up, but he was a close friend and we had 2 hours just to ourselves to talk over a couple beers. But that one time where nobody showed, it's like, well, is this worth it? Is it, and it was very uncomfortable, to sit there and look around and see, who's that? Is somebody coming through the door? And
this is my party that nobody came to. I mean, if I'm being honest, one of that is probably the reason that I don't host or organize gatherings. I don't want to deal with the humiliation and the sense of rejection or the waste of energy in the event nobody shows up, right? I only want to do this if it's going to be a success. But let's go back to the beginning then, because the Del Rey Dads have been a thing for 20 plus years at this point, right?
Yeah. So,
which is amazing. Tell us about the origin, the beginning.
Well, it wasn't the Del Rey Dads back then. It was just 6 of us saying goodbye to one of the dads in the neighborhood who was moving up to Princeton, New Jersey to teach at Princeton University. And we started at a bar and we did a bar crawl, 6, 7 bars, down the road on our main street, Mount Vernon Avenue. And about 2 a.m, after we had consumed unreasonable amounts of alcohol and staggering back to our homes, said, well, this might be something worth repeating. Maybe not with the same volume of alcohol, but okay, let's try this. And so I claimed the final Friday of the month and had an email, basically those guys, and they brought a friend, some brought friends, and for the first 4 or 5 years, it was just an email chain. It
And
got bigger and bigger and
mostly an
bigger.
email chain driving everyone to show up on the
You
final
show up,
Friday.
and then I was playing with the idea of a virtual tool shed where if somebody needed a jackhammer or a 40-foot ladder, they didn't have to go rent one or buy one. They could ping the group and ask. And so over time, one of the dads who had joined is a IT guy, and he offered a server and a little Listserv program. And so I'm the administrator for that Listserv. And that's how people join now. They ping me, hey, met a guy, he's a neighbor, they just had a baby. We're talking about it. Can you add him to the list? And so from that humble 6 people, we're up to over 440 dads and dudes.
What need is this filling, would you say?
I think dads and guys don't typically have their own organic groups that form. It's usually through their kids' school or sports, or their wives, their husbands meet that way. And so you're forced to be friends more than just showing up with a group of guys and meeting people. So that's one of I think being organic, and that there's no forced date, double dating with another couple or something like that. Because you might not get along with that guy or whatever. So it's just a nice organic way, I think, to give guys a chance to hang out together. And then if some guy needs a roofer or auto repair or someone to watch their pets, the Listserv is great for that.
Has the Listserv been important to you in some specific way? Was there ever a time in your life where it really kind of came through for you, where the Delray dads did?
Yes. A couple of times, but one in particular, my younger brother took his life. Sorry. About 12 years ago. And, that's a traumatic time for a family. I have 9 siblings, but they all live in other parts of the country and the world. So, I was up here in Alexandria kind of on my own. Phone calls were working, but I just needed to sit with somebody. So my friend Tom, I gave him a call and said, hey, you got some time? He said, sure. And we just sat and drank beers. He asked me about my brother, and that helped. He didn't offer advice. He didn't console me in any way. He had lost a brother as well, so he could relate, and he just let me talk about it. So my brother's name is Peter, and he's a good old man. I wish he was around. All right.
Michael, thank you for sharing that.
Sure.
I'm really sorry for the loss.
Well, thank you very much.
Your life.
Thank you.
And it sounds like having the Delray dads in place, I guess, do you think it created an openness for you to be willing to, like, oh, here's this network. We're used to asking each other for things. Like, I can ask for this,
I had known Tom. He's one of the old guard, so I'd known him, forever, and we're close friends anyway. But it just, because he's one of us, and there was no need for pretense or explaining or a wish of understanding. It was just, he was there. He was a natural person to talk to. I hadn't known that he had lost his brother, and so through that conversation, he shared with me. So that kind of helped me open up, and then he knew what to do. That was the cool part. Plus, he's a reporter, so he knows all he does is ask questions.
He could ask and listen. Oh, that's great. I'm really glad that you had him to turn to. You've created this network that organically, like you said, just like, hey, let's just share the word and kind of meet up, and hopefully it turns into something. And it's lasted for so many decades, which is so beautiful. When we first started talking about this a month or so ago, Michael, you mentioned that you guys were all going to dance rehearsals.
Well, not all of us, but yeah.
But a bunch of you were going to dance rehearsals to show up for one of the Delray dads in a different way. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so our good friend Peter and his wife Jenny, their middle son Alex is getting married to a woman of Indian descent, East Indian descent. And part of the ceremony and all this stuff is the friends and family of the groom do a Bollywood dance, couple minutes, nothing huge, but whatever. But we hired a woman who did competitions in college for Bollywood dances, style dances, and which didn't know that was a thing, but apparently it is. And so they picked the songs, helped us choreograph stuff, ran us through rehearsals. We had like 7 or 8 rehearsals, and then
this is a bunch of guys who know each other, who know Peter through Delray Dads.
Yeah. So it's the moms and the dads.
Okay.
So it's this core group of couples. There'll be more doing the dance, but we're the ones who are going to be supposedly know what we're doing.
Featured, okay.
So leading the group. So and it's all a bunch of hand movements and things like that. The dads get it off a little bit easier because all we're doing basically is a minute of Cotton Eye Joe style dance to a Beyonce song, but a couple other shimmies in there and whatnot. So, but it's been fun just hanging out with that core group of friends, and we have recordings, and then at the end there's a pose we have to strike, and we have to hold it so they can take pictures. And so it'll be a lot of fun, and we're getting dressed up in the regalia for Indian weddings and whatnot. So
the silks and the embroidery, that's going to be really spectacular. Oh, that is so great. How cool. What do you think has kept this group together and sort of growing and thriving for 20 plus years at this point?
Well, it's fun to be at a party in the neighborhood or whatever that's not a Delray Dads event, but there's other families and couples there, and to hear another dad say, "Do you know about the Delray Dads?" And that conversation starts, and they point over to me and say, "Well, he's the one who runs this thing." But they appreciate the continuity because it's monthly and we do events and whatever. The Listserv is great. If there's so many people who just want advice on, I need new windows, or I'm traveling to South America, who's got some advice on where to go, or I need a roof, or whatever. There's so much knowledge and experience within the group, both young and old, and so we just share. And there's no fee, there's no charge, there's no commercialization of it. It's kind of what Facebook was meant to be long ago. Just sharing information and successes and helping people out when they need help.
How do you keep it from falling apart? I mean, so many community Facebook groups have disintegrated in conflict,
Well, we have simple rules for the Listserv, especially: no religion, no politics, no self-promotion.
Okay.
And then for the tools and whatnot, if you borrow a tool, return it in a timely manner. If it breaks, replace it. Don't loan out a tool that's crap, that kind of stuff. So, just what your parents would teach you anyway. And those are, when you join, those are the rules. That's the basic thing. I send out a little welcome message and say, hey, look at our rules of engagement and rules of behavior. If you can't abide by them, maybe this isn't the group for you. And there are times when politics sneak in a little bit. So I just go to a little private email chat with whoever offends and say, hey, you can go to Facebook, you can go to other places and put this out, but not for the Listserv. And then there are times when, another one will pop up and they say, oh, Wilker wouldn't like that. You better cut that out. So it's self-policing in a way, which is nice, that people will say, okay, we know what this space is for. Let's keep it, quote unquote, sacred.
What is something that Delray Dads has spawned that you are most proud of?
I think it's just spawned a way for guys to go to any place on our, Mount Vernon Avenue, be it the farmer's market or getting a bagel or some ice cream with your kids. And you see somebody, not from preschool, not from, basketball coach or anything like that. It's somebody, from the group. And that's kind of neat that it's introducing people across the neighborhood, because it's a couple square miles. And there's a great joy in being with a group of people who are introducing themselves, walking up and seeing, possibly a shy guy walk into a group and just take part in a conversation. I used to be that shy guy. So it's the joy of the group just being, and that there's a heartbeat to it. And like I tell my kids, If you want to be a part of something, be at the heart of something every once in a while. And this is me. This is what I do, and I get joy out of people's joy, I guess is the best way to put it. It's not a magic recipe. There's nothing special to it other than it takes a little bit of persistence and a willingness to be uncomfortable every once in a while when nobody shows up.
Michael Wilker is the founder, one of the founders of the Delray Dads, this community group in Listserv in Alexandria, Virginia. It has just been such a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks for sharing your story.
Good to see you.
And thank you for getting uncomfy with us today. What do you think about Michael's story? I personally am so inspired by it in so many ways, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Email uncomfy@byu.edu or connect with us on social media. We are at uncomfy.podcast on Instagram. And if you'd like to be in touch with Michael, you can email me, uncomfy@byu.edu, and I'll put you in touch. He'd be happy to share his secrets on how to make this kind of group work for you. Uncomfy is a BYU Radio podcast. Samuel Benson produces it, and the team includes Hyobin Kim and Abby Karras. Our theme music was composed by Kelsey Ney. I'm Julie Rose. I can't wait to get uncomfy with you again next week. Hey friends, quick recommendation for your podcast queue. Do you remember that movie that you had on VHS or DVD that you watched so many times it wore out? Well, movies didn't just entertain us, they shaped who we are. And there's a new BYU Radio original podcast called Voiceover, Movies That Move Us. I think you're really going to like. Film Studies PhD Heather Bigley hosts the show. She has guests on, and they talk about movie moments that shifted perspective, that sparked self-reflection or stirred their souls. Plus, they give recommendations for movies you might want to check out. You can listen to Voiceover, Movies That Move Us, now on BYU Radio or anywhere you find your podcasts.